Greetings, I'm Rachel from The Budding Pianist, and here's your lesson extra. What music can I expect my beginning piano student to play? So I have attempted to make this video a few times, and every time it's like well over 20 minutes, and I just think that's too much. So I've decided to break this video up into by year. So this one is the first year of piano lessons. And also this is for the average beginner student, which would be a second grader. So I am not considering what a high schooler or an adult student should be expected to do within the first year. This is the average student that comes in. So let's just say a student that starts piano in elementary school. Okay, so the first thing I like to do when I start teaching a student is just teaching them how to navigate the keys. For example, they learn all their note names first thing. You know, here's C's, these are all C's, D's, and so forth. So they learn how to do that, and then they can learn songs by knowing the note names. I like to use pre-reading books for this. Let's say a student starts in September and there is a Halloween recital in October. It is my responsibility to get them to play something as quickly as possible for that recital. So instead of teaching them how to read music, being able to read from a staff, instead they are just reading notes, and in some cases they're reading the note names, like on this old man, you know, it says D, B, D. So they can put their hands on the notes and then just know, okay, I have to play a D, B, D, and so forth. Notice it's just one note at a time. So this requires, I'm gonna start this over. So they know to play D, B, D, and notice that I'm playing one note at a time, which requires minimal coordination and dexterity. So this is a great starting place because it won't be overwhelming for the beginning student within the first couple months of lessons. So this is where they start. And they should start learning how to read as soon as possible. So we start learning in what's called middle C position. This is middle C, and both their thumbs will be on middle C. And again, they usually play one note at a time, but they do start reading from what's called the grand staff, which is this right here. Pianists read both staffs simultaneously. They read all of this at the same time. So they are learning how to read just I think it's 10 notes. Let's see, F to G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 notes. Yeah, because F to F would be 8. At first, and so thumbs on C. This is a piano arrangement of I'd Like to Teach the World to Sing. It's from Piano Adventures Popular Repertoire. Primary level is the very first level. Outside of, they do have books for like kindergartners I would be below this level, but for the average elementary school level, you would look for primary level when they first start out. A piano arrangement is when you take a song that's not originally written for the piano and then arrange it for the piano, as compared to a piano piece, which is a piece written for the piano. So I'd Like to Teach the World to Sing. Again, we're in that middle C position. They're playing one note at a time, but now they're reading from a staff instead of reading the note names. So it's my goal to get a student to about this point within the first 6 months. And as long as the student is practicing 5 days a week, 15 minutes at a time, if they're consistent, they should get there. After they can do that, I like to open up into new positions, or even stay in middle C but teach them different dynamics and articulations. Dynamics is how loud or soft to play. And articulations is like playing short and detached. This is called staccato, or connected, legato. So one of the popular pieces I like to teach first years is from A Perfect 10 by Melody Bober. She writes the music for these books, except towards the end, she does keep a few pieces in here that are like from the 1800s. So she does some of the standard classical repertoire and her own pieces. Love these books for that. So this is Evening in Spain. Again, both your thumbs are on middle C, but it uses different dynamics and articulations, so the student is still being challenged. And softer here. Louder. And then I moved out of C position. My finger 5 had to move to this A, so now my thumbs are neighboring. And then there's even a section where they're playing a chord with both hands. So now they're using more than one finger at a time. So this is starting to get a little more difficult, even though they are still in middle C position. It is requiring more of the student. Okay, so after that, I like to get them into what's called C position. That's when they can play C through G in both hands. Also, when they get into the C position, that's when I start teaching them 5-finger scales like I just played and triads. So that's when I start introducing those exercises, because it builds their dexterity, coordination, and it helps them move around the keyboard, and they're also learning their theory. They're learning this is C major, this is C minor, things like that. So this is Gentle Thoughts. It's from Just For You by Dennis Alexander, another contemporary composer. This is a book I use a lot with newer students. And it's going to be in C position, so new position, and it's going to have both hands playing simultaneously quite a bit. Oops. Notice I'm going to be using a black key here. So another challenge for the student. So this is, again, what we're doing is we're slowly adding the challenges so the student starts to move more and more around the piano, builds their comprehension, but we don't want to overwhelm the young child. We want them to just slowly accept a couple new challenges per piece as they learn. So that's slowly getting more difficult. Okay, I have one more that I want to share that I use a lot in the first year, and it's called Little Prelude by Ludwig Scheidt. This is from the Piano Adventures people, again, Nancy and Randall Faber, Piano Literature Book 1. This is Anthology. It's a collection of classical pieces that are put together of this level. And so I love this piece because it is chord progression. So now this is not middle C position, this is not C position, this is going to be moving all over the keys. So this is breaking the students out of positioning and learning that they can incorporate the entire keyboard when they play. It also uses the damper pedal, which is a pedal on the right, so it kind of gives them that, big kid feel now that they're also using the pedal. It's really fun to incorporate all this. So I shall demonstrate Little Prelude. These are just what's called broken chords, common patterns that pianists will be playing as long as they're pianists. Notice that my hands are constantly moving into new positions, which is what makes this piece so great. They're learning chord progressions and they're learning how to move smoothly. Fair warning, if your little student, your little pianist learns this piece, there is a good chance that they're going to play this piece to death over and over and over and over again. And I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Some of these pieces students really cling to and love, and it's awesome. I'm so happy for them, but I know that as parents, it gets annoying having to listen to it over and over again. But that joy of music is growing inside them. So, take one for the team, because that's one of those moments, those milestones for them where they're just so proud of what they can do. And it's great to see. On my end, it's great to see, because after the 30 minutes, I just switched to another student. Haha. All right, so that's your lesson extra. That's what you can expect in the first year of an elementary piano student, as long as they're practicing. Now, if your student only, practices 1 to 2 days a week, or like right before the lesson, they're probably going to be stuck in that, well, I wouldn't say pre-reading, but definitely middle C, one note at a time arrangements for a while. So as long as they're working consistently, it's going to be great. They're going to do wonderful. But if not, just keep in mind that this year it will probably stretch out into 2 years. So there's your lesson extra for fun, convenient, and life-changing piano lessons in the comfort of your home. Visit my website, thebuddingpianist.com, and you can, at my website, sign up for a free 30-minute Piano Maestro class. You'll get a free 30 minutes with me, learn how to navigate the keys and play a song. You can also just fill out a submission form if you just want me to reach out. We can talk and discuss what options are for you or for your child. Thank you, and keep growing through the joy of music.